When you run, every time that your foot strikes the floor, whether that's in training or maybe in a triathlon, at your normal type of pace, the amount of time that you've actually got to balance, i.e. use your strength to stabilise your body, is about the same amount of time it takes a bullet to leave the barrel of a gun and hit a target around about 400 metres away. It is a tiny amount of time. Yet, conventional ways in running and triathlon to train balance involve very slow, conscious, unreactive movements. So the question is your balance training and your strength training be most effective to improve you as a triathlete? Let's find out. Firstly, what I'm not going to say is that steady, controlled balance exercises don't have a place. Ironically, for many triathletes, because you don't have a history of proper strength training or a history of being able to get used to doing explosive movements, it can actually be the worst thing to jump in and start doing all these plyometric-based, much more advanced exercises. But it needs to go somewhere. So by all means, starting off with exercises that incorporate balance in the positions that you need when your foot strikes the floor during slow, steady movements have their place. We particularly like things like A-hold and A-walk drills. But these don't incorporate the forces that we need to stabilise our body under when it comes to actually running itself. So this needs to go somewhere. So the next step is starting to make those forces more reactive. You've got shorter time frames to be able to balance your body, but still be able to have a degree of conscious thought about how to apply technique. The third stage then is to incorporate exercises now where the impact and the speed that you've got to react and use your strength is much more quicker. And this can include things like drop exercises and hop-based exercises. Don't be deceived, they may look really easy, they might look low impact, but they are far from it. In fact, just bear in mind, when you are running, again at a normal running pace, you'll typically be using and working against a weight about 1.5 to 2 times greater than your body weight. As we've recently hosted in a seminar, that's the same amount of weight as holding 175 bottles of red wine in a typical weight runner. That's a lot. So, key things with this are progress the exercises from steady and conscious and controlled into them becoming more reactive and higher in force. But as always, remember, balance comes from having strength, i.e. the ability to generate large forces. You have to be engaging in proper normal strength work via your normal leg exercises like we've covered on here to then make this beneficial. That's why we call this an additive thing, the icing on the cake, but it has a huge benefit and we know it can have a big impact in improving your speed, fitness and durability for your triathlon performance.